Hey, George, yeah, the other day I was out of the office, India was here, and the president calls, and he tries to tell her that we ought to buy a BarbWire Challenger 650. And I know what he's up to. And the next time I'm out on the golf course, he's going to hit me up and he's going to talk his head off about this.
What would you want to buy if you have to replace your current airplane?
See, what I want is a C-45G Expediter. I found a really good one, and it's in good shape. It is a 1952 model, but it's in great shape.
I think my dad flew one of those after the war. They're pretty old. Don't you want something new?
Yes, I like old things. They're old and reliable, and it's like your family. That's why I like your family. The Bush family is an old, reliable family.
Yes, we Bushes are old and reliable, but also stubborn.
George, you still fly, don't you?
Nah.
I mean, you kept your pilot's license and all.
I gave it up. I like to just paint now.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You've been doing that for some time now. Hey, speaking of that, Laura called here a few months ago, and I think she was trying to peddle some of your paintings.
She is always trying to get rid of them when I go down to Crawford.
Oh, really? Why is that?
She thinks I paint too many. I reckon it is a bit cluttery. Would you like me to paint you one for the ivory tusk? I'd be happy to paint one.
Well, I don't know. I that's awfully nice of you,
I'll
but
tell you what. I'll paint you one, but I'll pick the subject.
all right,
It'll
listen,
be a surprise for you.
that'll be fine. You paint whatever painting you'd like to paint. They surprise me. That would be great. Just do me a favor. Don't paint any of the DNC guys. Especially the monkeys that are running now in these debates. I don't think that I could stand having them on my wall.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. That would be downright nasty. And plus, I don't want my paintings to end up out in the outhouse.
No, and that's exactly where they'd end up too. In the outhouse. That's where they belong.
And I know that's where you put them.
Hey, George, listen, I'm gonna have to call you back. I've got another phone call coming in.
Okay.
And
No problem.
I gotta go.
I'll start on your painting as soon as Laura and I get back from Crawford. And say howdy to Alexander for me.
Okay.
Will ya?
I'll see you later. Hey, listen, I'll say hello to Laura for me, and I'll see you later on when I come out. I'll come out to Crawford and see you. All right?
Okay, that's no problem.
And I'll see some of those paintings,
Come on down to Crawford.
and you can surprise me too.
And we'll have us a barbecue.
All right. Okay.
I'll see you later, cowboy.
I'll see you. Bye bye.
You come see me.
Alexandria Group. Hello? Hello? One of the news articles that caught my attention this week was the news story out of Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Canada is known for many things. I've never been there, I don't necessarily want to go, but they are known as being the third most friendly city to homosexuality and other mental illnesses. Yes, I said mental illnesses. Homosexuality, in my opinion, is a mental illness. And Toronto is friendly to mentally ill people, apparently. And so Chick-Fil-A went and they opened up their first store in Canada in Toronto. They plan to do 15 new stores over the next 5 years in the Toronto area. And I don't know about other cities beyond that. But in Toronto, especially, they're going to open up 15 more stores. Well, they had a full outlay of protesters who are composed of mostly the mentally ill. You know, the crowd that calls themselves the LXGB, MTQRST, I call them the Alphabet Soup Club because I have no idea what all their letters mean, nor do I really care about what the mentally ill are calling themselves. In my opinion, homosexuality is a mental illness. And some people say that they're born homosexuals. Well, that could be true. They may be born homosexuals. They may be born with this mental illness. And I honestly believe that it's a shame that our society, our country, does not treat it as a mental illness, that they do not do more research to try to help these people come back to a morally right place in their mind. But that's another argument. That's not the news story that's not what I really wanted to discuss here. What I wanted to discuss was the fact that Chick-fil-A is opening up in Toronto, and they had all these protesters out there protesting the company opening up. Now here's the deal. The owner of the company is Dan Cathy, as CEO, and the company opened back up in 1967. So they've been in business a really long time, long enough to make a really good chicken sandwich. Regardless of the Dan Cathy's politics, they do make a good sandwich. And the company has stated many times that people are free to do what they want to do. They're not trying to dictate, the company is not trying to dictate what people do or don't do with their lives. The owner of the company is very devout in his Christianity. The company, in fact, employs some people who are, in my opinion, mentally ill, homosexuals. Homosexuality, to me, is no different than being a child molester. They say that child molesters are born mentally ill. Well, so are homosexuals. Here's the deal. The Toronto Chick-fil-A opened up. People started getting in line at 6:30 in the morning. Now, they weren't going to open up until 10 a.m., but they got in line at 6:30. Now, these are people these aren't the protesters who are getting in line. I don't think they got up that early. But the patrons, the ones that were going to buy a chicken sandwich that day, they got there at 6:30 in the morning, and they stood in line so that they could be some of the first ones to buy a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, something obviously Canadians are looking forward to and have been without chicken for probably some time. Now, here's the other thing. The other people, the other mentally ill people in the crowd, they weren't just all the Alphabet Soup Club. Some of them were the equally wackos, the environmentalists, or rather the animal lovers. I'm not an animal lover either. Animals are animals. Animals are either to be used in the field or eaten, or are food for other animals that I can eat. That's what I think of animals, and that includes doggies and kitties. I'm not a pet guy. I don't like animals. I never have, never will. I do love animals. I like steak. I like mine about medium rare to rare, depending on the restaurant. But anyway, so the animal rights activist people were there, along with the LBMQRTS Alphabet Soup Club, and they were protesting the poor chickens, that the millions of chickens that Chick-fil-A has killed over the years and will continue to kill over the years. And I hope they do, because I like chicken sandwiches. Now, I don't ever see these protesters run up against Kentucky Fried Chicken or Chicken Express or all the other chicken places. McDonald's has McDonald's is supposed to have chicken. I think they've got chicken-flavored chicken or chicken-flavored something. But anyway, my point is these environmental wackos decided to show up and protest, and the Alphabet Soup Club was there too to protest because they don't like the opinions of the CEO of the company. My thing has always been this, is that protesters are just a rowdy bunch of people. If you want to protest something, for example, in Congress, then write your congressman. Call your congressman. Have a conversation with your congressman. Now, if it's a company that you don't like, the way you protest is that you don't buy from that company. I protest a lot of companies, but I don't go waste my time standing out there with a picket sign looking like an idiot. What I do is I simply do not give them my money. That is the biggest protest you can do against a company, is you don't give it your money. Now, in lots of cases, we're forced to give some corporations our money that we don't like because they're the only game in town. They're what we call a monopoly. So if you don't like your electric service and that's the only electric service to pick from in your town, then you're kind of stuck. You can protest all you want, or you can be mad at them all you want, but you're still going to probably have to give them your money. So my point is that if you want to protest, then protest with your feet and your wallet. If you want to protest Congress, write him a letter or call your congressman on the phone and talk to him and see if you can have any kind of sway with his judgment, which is probably not very good anyway. That's what happened in Toronto. I'm glad I don't live in Toronto. I don't plan to visit Toronto. Got nothing against the people in Toronto, unless they're part of the Alphabet Soup Club. Then I got something against them. And there you have it. There's the story of Toronto and Canada and the Alphabet Club and Chick-Fil-A. Speaking of Chick-Fil-A, I happen to have my lunch. Chick-Fil-A. I'm going to enjoy this, along with my nice big Texas tea. And so if you'll excuse me, we'll see you next time on BarbWire Strategy. This. Yes. Alexandria Group. Hello? 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 What the devil is going on? Gonna have to look into this.